because a lot of time they want to freestyle, they don't, it just come out choppy, but you got to give them a pen and a pad. It got to become a habit. Like I heard something that cigarette smokers, it ain't really the nicotine, it's the habit of put.
One of the biggest obstacles artists face in the music game is access. Getting access to the people that can make it happen, or access to the information and resources you need to get to the next level. That's the key. That's why you need two of the biggest in the game on your side. Introducing J.R. McKee, Boomman. Welcome to the real industrial plug. You heard me?
Okay, so Cyhi, obviously, you know, your artist career has gained you the most respect in the world. But I think most people, at least in the industry, know you as one of the top 10 writers of our generation.
Wow.
And so
I didn't know that.
I like that.
Yeah, bro, you gotta understand with Cyhi. Please give him the discography.
Come on, yeah, I need that. I need that. I know you was cold. The top 10.
It's Googleable.
It's Googleable, but nah.
What's the biggest one? What's the biggest one?
Man, you know what? I don't like to say the biggest because some be like more important, but it be like
the most sales. The most sales.
So you talking about business wise? Most sales probably. You know, I worked on. I would say Sicko Mode was something that was probably my biggest.
Wow.
Yeah. You know and writers always gotta say I worked on because they don't want to shit on the artist.
Right, exactly.
Hit you with that,
nah, I got you. Right, that's insane.
Y'all ain't right.
Hey, look in the comments, y'all tell me y'all favorite Cyhi record. Tell me y'all favorite Cyhi record, written or personal.
So Cyhi. So obviously we know that Boo, you know, became the VP of Def Jam, and that's how the Kanye connection came about, right? Or am I wrong?
Nah, that ain't how it came.
Okay,
we love him, but that ain't how it
Yeah, how did it go?
My Kanye connection came from a verse I did on Yellow Wolf song. I wish
the work out there.
Yeah, so I wish me, Peel, and Yellow Wolf, we shot a video to it, and this back when he was on the Tumblr real tough.
Yeah.
And video came across his Tumblr. And however he's seen it, and he was like, whoever this dude is on the second verse, super cold. So then he went and looked up my mixtape and posted my mixtape on his Tumblr, and then that's how I just started tumbling.
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. How does it? Because I recently seen the Kanye West documentary, and just his story was like super, super incredible. What was it like for you, the feeling to be able to work with somebody of his stature?
Oh, man, it was amazing to me, man. It was like, you know, it's so crazy. I feel like I took a lot of the bullets for like Atlanta scene in a certain way, because back then I was having situations like Jeezy was interested in me, Ludacris was interested. So it was like back when Atlanta was kind of on fire.
Right.
So most of the people on my management wanted me to like link with, you know,
Atlanta
based.
Yeah.
And me, I was already with Khan and them at the point, and it was like, that's when like trap music and things were going in a certain way. And I had like a certain style that I was working on at that time that I felt like wasn't club driven. It was more just good music, hip hop level, you know, sample driven music. So I think the main thing with me is like, when I told everybody, like, I want to work with Kanye, I don't want to, you know, not saying I don't want to work with nobody else, but I felt like he was more of understood what I was trying to do. You know, my management was like, man, see, this is what we talk about. This is what we talking about. You going against the grain, man. So many sense. But I always knew what bro was going to be on the fashion level as far as then production, stage performances. Like I looked at him as like that whole encompass
package,
of an artist. So I think back then that's what made me like kind of choose that path, and kind of, you know, we went out to Hawaii, and, you know, when I first met, I walk in the studio, he playing my mixtape.
That's crazy.
So I'm like,
that gotta be a crazy.
You know what I mean? He
feeling.
like, man, y'all hear this nigga?
That's crazy.
I'm like,
so let me ask you this. This is the real industry plug. So a lot of the times we try to educate and give good information from different perspectives because, you know, everybody has different walks. But for the viewers out here that's super big fans of Cyhi, right? On the writing tip, right? Can I ask you a question? Did you do a publishing deal or did you do an admin deal or did you not do any deal?
I did a publishing deal.
Okay, so your publishing deal, do you feel like that was beneficial to your career or do you feel like it's something that artists should not do?
I think it was beneficial.
Okay.
Like, it's like...
Yeah, what made it beneficial?
I mean, to me, it's like when you're a struggling artist or you're just an artist, like me, I left the streets cold turkey. So it was just, let's just put that out there.
Okay.
So me, I was just like, I'm only eating off music. And I knew the only way to kind of really be able to do that, if I'm not selling no real records, I was a songwriter. I started being a songwriter first. Well, simultaneously, like when I got with Ye, I was doing artist shit, but I didn't know what I was doing in the studio with everybody else was considered writing.
Right.
See, I didn't know that when I first got around. I'm just thinking like, oh man, I would have said shoulda bang. Like, they were like, oh, that's cold, bro. We gonna say that. Like, I didn't know that was considered writing until it was like, bro was like, hey, bro, you got your publisher? I'm like, publisher? What? He was like, oh no, you this considered writing. You did this.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, oh, for real? And so I started setting my shit up, and then that's when I went and got me a situation.
Yeah.
And that's when it kind of like, it was something where I felt like, damn, this is like more lucrative than...
Do you care to share who your publisher is?
BMG.
BMG.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
So at that time, that's kind of where I was with it. Like, okay, this could kind of like financially set me while I do my other endeavors in the music industry or whatever. For me, I was kind of just happy to be out the streets.
Yeah.
But I just knew I was one of the best rappers as well. So it was kind of hard to like, it's very humbling at the same time. Let me say that.
Let me ask you this. Like, obviously, coming out the gate, the first person you're writing for being Kanye is crazy. But has anybody ever called you and you were surprised? Not a surprise like, damn, they don't write their own shit, but surprised like, damn, they fuck with me.
Well, it's like, it kind of started getting tricky because it's like certain people don't want their writers writing with other people. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're giving away my sauce and my sound. So it's like some people wouldn't even call me because they felt like, oh, that's Ye boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? At one time, like let's say like whoever, like people say Quinn Miller or whatnot. It's like people wouldn't want to work with him because they didn't want to step on old boy toes. So it's like kind of in a like catch-22. You know what I mean? So
Got you.
It's kind of like you done found you a team and now you have to be loyal to that team.
Exactly.
You can't go play with another team. You know what I'm saying? Or practice with, you can't go practice with another team because you don't want to let them know the secrets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The sauce of the team that you own.
Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly.
And speaking of practice, something I wanted to make sure I spoke about on this episode. Obviously, we know you as one of the greatest lyricists, right? Mm-hmm. How did you become that? Do you feel like this is just God-given or is it something you worked at?
Both. But I work harder than my talent, though.
Hard work beat talent.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I was just a kid that, you know, at school they felt like that's how I used to pick on me because I used to read slow. So I felt like I need to start picking up some books, picking up some, you know, doing some research, reading magazines, like anything I could kind of start reading. And then I kind of just fell in love with just the repetition of writing. It's best, like, if you want an artist to be able to, like, really fall in love with, like, writing, because a lot of time they want to freestyle, it just come out choppy, but you got to give them a pen and a pad. It got to become a habit. Like, I heard something like cigarette smokers, it ain't really the nicotine. It's the habit of putting your hand. It ain't really like the
right.
It's just you've been doing this every day. Your hand just gonna automatically start doing
like,
it.
dang, I need to. It's like, dang, I don't feel right because I ain't.
Yeah, so if you start writing, your hand automatically just gonna want to write.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's kind of how I developed my style.
And something I want to put out there too, like that I still haven't been able to get another artist to do to this day that you do, is when we're in the studio and we're making records, Cyhi will write 3-4 verses to the same verse and record all of them and then sit back and say, hey, which one you like the best? And I'd be like, bro, you use all of them. Use all of them. I have not got another artist to do that to this day. I'd be like, yo, just write a couple, and let's see which one. They be like, bro, no, the first one I put down, that's good. Right. Cyhi will write multiple verses for one verse. Not just write and record multiple verses for one verse. You know what I mean?
Right.
But how did you get into that? Like, what started you to doing that?
Cause what started me doing that is because I would be in a group and I would write my rap. And then I kind of would help
somebody else.
Help everybody with like, yo, you should say it like this. So it just automatically made me think to write 4 verses because I'm
right.
You know, I'm so used to being in a group. So that's how I really kind of developed that method.
What was the name of the group?
Hoodlum.
Yeah, they just said in the comments 100 times. They know.
Oh, they already know. You got some diehards.
For sure.